Well, thank you for coming on the red carpet round table.
Absolutely.
Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Oh man. Well, my name is Raw Leiba. I'm an actor, producer, and director. I started out as a athlete before I got involved in this business, and I've had a lot of opportunities to work with great people, a lot of A-list celebrities, and just been very, very fortunate.
Wow, that's amazing. And what drawn you into the entertainment industry?
Wow. Well, being an athlete first, you're sort of already in there. Those two worlds are connected. Um, you find a lot of athletes that want to be actors and a lot of actors that want to be athletes. All you got to do is look at any NBA game and you'll see so many entertainers there that wish they could be out there. Um, but I started out as an athlete. So, in a sense, that's where the entertainment stuff started. I went to Arizona State, played football and basketball. After that, I went to Spain. And then I played on the practice squad of a couple of NFL teams. And yeah, so
And
that's
how
how
was it
it's.
like being in Arizona State playing football and basketball there?
Wow. Oh, probably the best experience in my life. Yeah, yeah, because you're talking about, a kid from Jersey, man. I had really never been out west like that before. And I got out there and I fell in love with the campus. And I'll tell you something, the Arizona State fans are just tremendous. They show up every game. They scream and yell and do outrageous things, but I love them. I absolutely love them. It was one of the best experiences in my life.
Yeah, and they made the playoffs last year.
They made the playoff. They made the playoffs. I was so happy.
And I really thought they were gonna beat Texas.
Shout out to Cam Scatterboo, by the way. But yeah, and it was a game of two halves, right? If you
Hmm
looked at the first half, you thought, "Oh man, Texas is going to blow them out," and then all of a sudden, it just everything just changed completely.
Right.
And man, when they had the lead with like a minute left, I just knew that we were going to move on. But it wasn't to be. But I was so proud of them. And
Yes,
honestly, they have a chance to do it again this year. They need a couple of things to happen in this last game, but they're still in it. So
that's for sure. 100%. I totally agree with you.
yeah.
Let's talk about your recent acting work. What's your favorite project that you worked on?
Oh wow. Oh man. I don't necessarily want to say a favorite because I literally have three or four happening at the same time. I mean, they're all really all coming out at the exact same time. So yesterday, I just had a movie that I did called Bloodspawn come out on Tubi. Uh, that just came out yesterday on Tubi, and that is a sort of throwback to like 80s horror films. I play a character named Yana Godoga, who is a Native American, and uh, that was a very challenging role because I had to learn to speak Cherokee. And so they hired a Cherokee teacher, and I was in front of the Zoom every day learning Cherokee. um, my dad was Comanche and African American. I had some knowledge of the native language of Comanche, but none of Cherokee. And man, that's what made it really, really challenging. It's the first time I actually had to learn another language. So,
And
yeah.
what can you tell me about the Cherokee culture?
Oh man. Well, first of all, it's much like not a lot of Native American cultures. It doesn't end well. Everybody knows the story of the Trail of Tears, and all those things. The Cherokees are mostly in, North Carolina, those kinds of areas there. Whereas like the tribe where my father's from, they're out in Oklahoma, but they weren't originally there. They were in the Southwest, and they marched over there. I'm sure you know that whole story, but um, just an amazing teacher I had to teach me Cherokee. Also, since you mentioned the other projects, I just finished a film called Mala as well, and that's interesting in the same light because uh, that dealt with Indian culture and sort of this spirituality involved with the Indian culture. And I played a medicine man named Hamid. And the film, the trailer was the first Indian, primarily Indian film to debut at the New York Comic Con this last October. So we were real excited about that being next to Marvel and all the rest of these um, uh, big name guys. So that was a great experience. And then I have another film, actually a television series called The Ethereal, and that is sort of a Dick Tracy kind of steampunk crime series sort of thing. And I play the lead character of Dick Dactyl in that. That was a lot of fun. We filmed that down in St. Petersburg area. And then I have a film that I directed and produced along with just a great young director named William Heston. And that one's called The Hired Man. And that's going to be debuting soon. And yeah, just a lot of stuff, man. A lot of things.
Wow. Amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations. So proud of you.
yeah,
Um, you've done a lot of work, researched, and you worked with a lot of celebrities, just as you mentioned,
yeah.
which it's hard. I'm going to say it, and I know you can't say favorite, but I'm going to say anyways. Who is your favorite actor and actress you worked with?
Oh man. Well, first of all, let me say that they're all my favorites. But if some stick out more than others, working with Sandra Bullock and and I'll throw Melissa McCarthy in there too. So working with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy was just I it was amazing. I mean, it was just amazing. And I think what people don't understand is Sandra Bullock is so down to earth. It might be how people imagine her, but she is really down to earth. I had a great time with her. We had a great conversation, and she asked me. This is a sort of a weird tie-in. That she asked me about my last name because my cousin was her stylist for her wedding. Uh, yeah, and yeah, he used to be his name's Freddie. He used to be he worked with Harper's Bazaar, Cosmopolitan, all these things. He's done all these covers, and yeah, he actually styled her wedding. So she sort of looked at the last name and asked me, was I related? And I said, yeah. And she lost her mind, and then she kissed me like 15 times on the side of her face, and that was interesting. And then Melissa is just a blast. Just, I mean, probably like you would imagine. It was just like that set was so much fun. So much. It wasn't work. To be honest with you, it wasn't work.
She's so funny.
And yeah, oh my God, it wasn't work at all. And um, as far as an actor is concerned, oh man, I had fun working with Kurt Russell um, because Kurt had a lot of stories in between time. Um, a lot of people don't know this, but Kurt Russell used to play minor league baseball, and we talked about it. And Kurt Russell is the only man in baseball history to ever make all three outs in an inning. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah. So in other words, someone gets a hit, right? They bat all the way around. Kurt gets out. They bat all the way around again. Kurt makes another out, and they bat all the way around again, and Kurt makes the third out.
That is amazing. I did not know that.
Really hard to do too.
And I didn't know Sandra Bullock was really down to earth. I love her.
Oh, oh,
She
she's
is
so
a
so awesome.
amazing actress.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing that jumped out at me right away, she asked about family, she asked about all those things, which is great. But then, she starts helping the crew move stuff, and we have to tell her, "Hey, Sandra, don't do that." She's lifting up the tables and all the
Really?
rest of the. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
To be honest, when you see her in public, um, you do see that in her. You see
Yeah.
like she's showing it, like she's a
Oh,
kind person. And
oh,
Melissa is the same. You can see her in public, but she's trying to, what do you call it? Trying to kind of hide her jokes and excitement. But you can tell
yeah,
she's,
yeah.
you know,
You
and
you you want to hear something that I probably shouldn't share, but I'll share it anyway since it's your
yes,
show. In real life, they're the opposite.
really.
Yes, I'll leave it at that.
I love Sandra Bullock. I would love to interview her. That's my big dream. But I love her so much.
Oh,
Um, and she is absolutely amazing.
yeah.
I didn't know they were opposite.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You would yeah. Yeah, you would be shocked.
Do they know they're opposite?
Yeah. So how you would picture Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock, just flip them around and give the other person the other person's personality. That's exactly what's going to happen. Yep.
Wow, that is amazing. I did not know
Yeah.
that. That is actually
Yeah.
funny
Yeah.
and amazing. That's really cool. And I think a lot of people don't realize the entertainment is so much fun.
Yeah.
You have to have a thick skin, but it's
Mm.
so much fun. You make so many friends, and I love hearing beginners or people who have worked with celebrities or who are working there up. You hear stories like yours to hear the testimony about how much fun it is being in the entertainment industry.
Oh, yeah. Like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. We're not doing brain surgery or construction here. There are people that work. Everybody works hard at their craft. I'm not going to say that actors don't work hard at their craft, but you know, uh, I'm not lifting cinder blocks. So, and I have been very, very fortunate, very, very fortunate, because a lot of actors and people in my industry, they have other jobs. This is my job. It's always been my job.
Amen.
Yeah, and I have never, um, besides sports, really had to um, do another job. Now, I used to do what you do uh, for a while. I worked at E Entertainment Television, and I worked at BT. I hosted a show. So
It's
I,
amazing.
yeah, yeah,
Now here
yeah,
you are
yeah,
being an actor.
yeah, yeah. Well, and that's what I guess we're going to get into next when you ask me how I really got into it. Yeah, because it's a crazy story. It's a four-part story, but yeah.
I gotta ask real quick, what made you stop from going into like a professional NFL or professional like NBA? What made you decide to go straight into becoming an actor and getting in the entertainment industry? Because a lot of people may be wondering, you're an athlete and now you're going to this direction.
Hmm. Well, listen. if I'm going to be honest, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough, and I wasn't willing to apply myself like that. And the other thing, just being honest about that is I had too many interests. So, um, I, I, I don't know. I'm sort of like the Swiss Army knife, right? I, I, I could play football and I'm good at it. I could play basketball and I'm good at it. But then I'll go, well, you know what? Let me try this. And then I'll be good at it. And then I took martial arts and then I was good at that. And I was like, you start to just move on to other things and then you're not applying yourself. And if you're going to play professional sports, if you're going to play football, basketball, whatever the professional sport is, you need to be 100% focused and involved. And I was not.
Hmm.
I was not. I had so many different interests, so many things. Coaches used to say that. Like, what do you mean you're doing that? What do you mean you're learning the violin? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like what? And so I no, I definitely I'm not sorry either. I love what I do and it's great and I've met a lot of people and it's just wonderful. So no
That's
complaints out of me.
absolutely amazing to hear that from you,
Yeah.
that you get to
Yeah.
meet so many people in the entertainment industry.
Hmm.
Um, it's the movies. Let's talk about movies real quick. Is there any movies that you've seen that you would recommend?
Wow. Oh man. Um, you know, it's funny that you asked me this because people ask me about, the Academy of Motion Pictures. I'm in the Academy, so I have to like vote on stuff. And wow. Oh man, I'm trying not to just pick some movie.
I put you on the spot.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The movie,
Um,
I will say this real quick while you're thinking on that question. I saw Wicked.
okay.
I will be honest. I did see the first one and the second one, and I am so impressed with Ariana. I am so impressed. She was amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I love her to death, and she
yeah,
did wonderful. And I give credit to her and everybody else on that set. They were wonderful, and the story behind it's the
yeah,
struggles, the life journeys, and to me, how I look at Wicked is it talks about bringing strength and bringing friends together, and the story behind it kind of is
right.
healing a little bit too as
Hmm.
well. And that's why I think I was drawn into that film, and that's why I saw the second one. Unfortunately, I hope they make another one, but I'm heard they're not. But it was a great film. I recommend to anybody out there, and it's drawn a lot of adult men and women and kids in that film. So amazing.
And you know what? Since you said that, I'm just gonna save myself right now and go along with you.
Wait, but there's another one. Hold on. I'm
Okay.
gonna say this too. Tom Cruise, Top Gun.
Ooh.
Okay, okay. Maybe let's talk about this real quick, and then I'll put you on the spot. Do you
Okay.
think that's his last one? If not, what do you think he'll make?
Mm. Well, I no, I don't think it's his last one. Um, of course, we're just speculating, right? So I don't think it's his last one, but I can tell you what I do appreciate about Tom Cruise because in a sense I came from that whole stunt world. At one time, I did even still I do a lot of my own stunts, and I was actually trained as a stuntman and all that before I became an actor. So the fact that he does his own stunts in a lot of cases is amazing. I get guys that say, "Oh man, I'm going to do my own stunts," but it's this the stuff that he was doing out there, it's
It's
pretty crazy. That
amazing about Tom
yeah,
Cruise how he does his own stunt. And I like the
yeah,
movie he did. Ooh, when did this come out? It was Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai. That was a
yeah,
great film. How he
yeah.
talked about the Japanese culture and the samurai times and um because I'm from Japan and we love our samurai culture and the way he represented it was absolutely amazing.
I got to get there one day. I have never been to Japan. I have never been to Japan.
You need to visit Japan. A lot of people who've been to Japan, they love the culture. And
Hmm.
I think, and I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, I'm speaking for myself. A lot
Right.
of Japanese people who have may have seen the Tom Cruise Last Samurai felt appreciated that he brought the film about Japanese culture with Japanese
Hmm.
actors, about the
Hmm.
samurai with the samurai
Right.
sword and the fighting and the way of the Bushido, the way of the samurai. That was really meaningful of the Japanese
Hmm.
culture. And and you can tell in Japan they still practice it, not the samurai swords, but the culture wise, they still
Right.
practice it and everything.
Right. Right. Well,
And
it's interesting you say that because I was just going back to what I was talking about doing the movie, but with the Cherokee language and learning that, you know, and this is for anybody that might be watching or listening or whatever. When you take the time to learn somebody's culture, especially, and this is just my opinion, especially the language, they will appreciate you so much. They don't even care if you mess up the words. And, the fact that you are making an effort is really what it's all about. Honestly, God, everywhere I've went, I've had that experience, so I know it to be true. And I would imagine it's the same in Japan.
yes,
So,
100%,
yep,
100% at the culture
yep,
and everything.
yeah,
So,
absolutely,
you know,
absolutely.
I love movies, I love TV shows, of course, and of course, didn't want to put you on the spot, but of course, you said The Wicked. I know, and everybody else out there must be wondering, did he just really chose Wicked? So, so but there's so many great movies and so many TV shows that, for me, I stay to the very end of the credit on each movie because
Okay.
I give credit to each name on
Wow.
there. I do
Right.
because
Right.
you see the actors, right?
Hmm.
You see the directors, producers. But I always tell myself, and I even tell my friends, and I tell people, and I say this sometimes too, is that we need to give credit to the crew, the film crew, the light crew. Those names are on there, and people can say, "Wow, that was a great movie," or "Wow, that's a great TV show." And you see movie people leave the movie theater, and I'm like, okay, and their names are still scrolling. To me, I feel like that's wrong, and that's why I stay to the very end because I want to acknowledge everybody's names and
Wow.
and let them know, you're being acknowledged. You're being acknowledged that you are part of it. You are the one who made it, right? Because even you yourself can say the same thing that if you're a light crew and you made a film and that's if you're not there, the film's not made, right? If you're ever a
Right.
cameraman, you're not there, the cameraman's not there. You're missing one stunt person, the stunt is not being made.
Right.
We all come together to make films,
Hmm.
right? And I
Hmm.
just want people to remember that please, give credit to everybody. Yes, you can give credit to the actors and directors and producers and the writers, but let's not forget about the rest of them. That's
Yeah,
why
the gaffer, the
that's why I
key grip.
stayed to the very end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you are unusual in that way. I think when it comes to movie theaters in general, I think people just are in a hurry to get out of there and get in their cars and go. and eat and the rest of that stuff. But I do see your point. Um, you know, those people should be acknowledged, and that's why when I produce a film or direct a film, I always make the lead actor, whoever it is, go over to holding and say like thank you to the extras and the crew and whoever else might be in there because without them it doesn't happen. It doesn't
No,
happen. So I
100%.
a lot of times people are in holding and all of a sudden some big actor will show up and they're like, wow, what's he doing here? And because I told him to go over there and say thank you. That's why.
No, you're absolutely right. We need to say thank you. We need to appreciate one another and
Absolutely.
being in the entertainment industry. And this is what it's about, to acknowledge people's names.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I always,
Yeah.
I hear you. I understand what you're saying as well. You're in a rush to leave, but
Yeah.
that's their names is scrolling on the screens. We should give credit to them. Very, very
Well,
important.
I knew there was something I liked about you right away.
I appreciate it. I love what I'm doing with interviewing actors and getting people, and this is me. This is who I am. I was born to be this. Born to interview guests and singers and models and actors and directors and producers and stunts and hear people's stories about getting into the entertainment industry because you have to have a thick skin. And
Yeah.
a lot of people who are beginners, and I feel so bad for any kids out there and
Right.
teenagers. My heart goes
Right.
out to you guys. You are getting into the entertainment industry, and they're like, what do you mean you have to have thick skin? And you go to audition, you get all these no's, and you're like, okay, is it me? Am I not good enough? Am I not tall? Am I not pretty? Is it this? And then you realize, no, it's none of those. It's the
Right.
role is not for you. And you're like, well, how many no's am I gonna get? And this is where mental health comes in. You get depressed. And I think a lot of people need to realize, keep going, keep the faith, and don't give up because you get a lot of no's first before you get a lot of yes.
Right. 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 Well, that is absolutely true. And you do need thick skin because a lot of times, even when let's say you get that role and you get that movie or whatever, and especially like in my case now that I'm getting lead roles and things like that, you know, and the movie doesn't do well, or there's some criticism, and you might read it, it could be, I don't know, ego deflating, I guess
Yeah.
is what you want to call it, but um, you know that's show business, man. Like
Hmm.
it's a lot involved. It's scripts, it's getting the right people, there's a lot of things involved, and if sometimes things don't click, sometimes you got a bad story. It might not be you, but it might be the script. It might be,
Right.
there's a lot of things involved in any movie being a success. So, if you read a bad review, yeah, some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it. Some movies get bad reviews but make a lot of money, right? I
Hmm.
mean, it's just one of those really quirky things. But I would say to each individual, you sort of like you said, you have to have thick skin. You got to be able to accept criticism, um, and and roll with it. You can't get angry. You can't, If I'm not going to say you can't cry. If you want to cry and that helps you, that it'll help you be stronger to do that. But no, you got to get up and keep it moving, man. If it's your dream to do it, you got to do it.
Excuse me, I had to sneeze there. Um, that's why I mute myself. I don't like people hearing my sneeze because it's really loud.
It's okay.
Really loud. Um, for yourself, you already mentioned your upcoming projects and what is the most difficult role that you had to get into a character?
Mm, wow. Uh, Most difficult. Wow. Talking about 60 movies here. Okay. I wouldn't say necessarily difficult, but a role that required a lot of things. Going back to what we were talking about before, was this movie Bloodspawn, this horror movie. By the way, that was directed by David Rotan and Derek S. Campbell, and Boyd Haggerty was the producer. But um, for that, I'm playing a Native American character. Um, I have to remember my lines in Cherokee and also remember my action because I'm I don't use a stunt double, so I have to do all of these stunts and my normal action and remember the language. So that is very, very challenging when you got all of that going on. You know, just that you got to remember not to speak English while everybody else is. So um, um, I would say out of all of them, and that includes some pretty big movies, but I don't think I've ever had to do all of those things at once in a particular movie,
Hmm.
um, like that one. So definitely that one was the most challenging.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. I like I said, I've been very, very fortunate.
And when is it coming out and where people can see it?
So, Bloodspawn just dropped yesterday on Tubi, so you can see it there. Um, and it's a great, great movie. A throwback to 80s horror monster movies. You'll have a lot of fun watching it. Um, Mala, the other movie I was talking about, um, that stars myself and Indigo Severall with Nisha Severall as the executive producer. That is going to drop somewhere soon. It's on the festival circuit right now. Um, the Ethereal, directed by Blake Emery.
Hmm.
That is going to be, and I'm telling you, folks, you're gonna want to see that. Blake Emery is a great, great young director. And while I'm at it, I want to drop one more name out there. There's a guy in Philadelphia who's going to be a star. I think he's going to be the next John Singleton. Remember this name, folks. His name is Chop Mosley, and he is no joke. And he's coming. And this guy really, he is absolutely phenomenal, phenomenal. That it just fantastic. I'm watching directors now, as an actor, and I'm like, wow, man, this guy's got it. This guy has got it.
Wow, I
So
can't wait to hear his name and
yeah,
go
yeah. Well,
from
you can't
there.
forget a name like Chop.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Where can people find you on social media?
So I'm on Instagram at official Raw Leiba, and I'm on Facebook is just Raw Leiba, and you can find me there. I have a fan page as well, and yeah, yeah, find me. Uh, let's chop it up, so to speak.
You know, I'm so happy we got connected
Absolutely.
On Instagram and if you mind me asking, I'm so curious, how did you find me on Instagram?
Well, I saw somehow in the feed you were interviewing an actor, and it just came up through the feed, and I saw it, and I said, "Wow!" And I love the name. Red Carpet Roundtable is a great name. So so it really is. It's just a great name. So I said, man, that sounds really good. And I was watching you do your interview, and I said, I like this guy's style. He's asking the right questions, because like I said, I did your job before, so I know how it's done, and you're very good at it. And so I made a decision after seeing that I was going to do an interview with you. So I'm glad we got it done.
It really means a lot. I'm being serious, because I've been doing this since 2018, 2019, and it's been a journey, in my end. You know, you get to meet, um, actors and you get to interview them across the world, across the United States, and hear testimonies and journeys. And so it really means a lot to interview people and have you follow me. And some of them have been back many times on my show, even after I interviewed them a couple of times. And they come back and they do a catch up of their journey, their stories, and their films. So it really
Yeah.
means a lot. Thank you.
Well, listen, thanks for having me. It's a great show. You're gonna do well. The Red Carpet Roundtable is gonna take off. And you're really good at what you do. So I can't see it failing. I think you're gonna be very successful.
It really means a lot, and I just want to keep going and eventually interview a celebrities, I hope, and just go from there. Just keep going and keep going, and this is my vision, this is my path, and my goals to going. So I
Yeah, yeah.
appreciate it.
Well, listen. Here's the thing. You know, you can have a goal and you can have an ambition, but you still got to be good at it. And so, um, the fact that you're good at it, it's not just somebody who wants to do something. Like you are really, really good at it. So, um, that's what you got to work with, and that's a lot. So, understand that.
Appreciate it so much. I appreciate you, and thank you for coming on, and thank you for following me on Instagram, and we'll definitely stay in touch. And I would love to have you back on.
Uh, my pleasure, and I'd love to be back on. Thank you.
You're very welcome, and I'll talk to you soon.
All righty.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.